Hey y'all, and welcome to Shade in the City. It's your girl Treese, and we are here to get into none other than Beyond the Gates, Season 1, Episode 13. This is Wednesday's episode. So if you guys have not already, and let me just say, I know I've been saying it consistently, but again, I live in a spirit of, an attitude of gratitude. And I just want to thank you guys so much for dropping in the comments and liking up the videos and supporting us. It's really, really appreciate it. So yeah, y'all, let's get into this and let's get shady. Okay, so we start off this episode. We see Eva. She walks into, I guess, the country club where I guess Nicole is working. She's busy trying to get caught up because apparently her laptop has died. So she's also still in the planning stages for this award ceremony that's happening obviously tomorrow on Thursday's episode. Okay. So Eva brings up Ted's computer, or brings her Ted's computer because he offered it up when he learned that, hers had died. So Nicole is, singing her praises because Eva is hitting all the marks and meeting all of Nicole's needs, even when it's unspoken. So Eva tells her that she seems a little tense, and so Nicole basically lets her know that it's because of the award ceremony coming up. And so Eva's like, "Well, is there anything that I can do to help you?" And she's like, "Well, I appreciate you stepping in for Lauren. That's enough." And she is just busy working on the speech. So of course, like I said, it's hitting all the marks. Eva pulls out the speech, and so they start to work on it. And Eva even offers to help her finish it off. And says that she has a few ideas. So I thought this was a cute moment. It lets us know that clearly the bond between Nicole and Eva is getting stronger. And yeah, and probably is why Kat feels away. Okay. And I'm sure is going to feel away as we move forward. So then Eva basically suggests that she write more about how her parents inspired her. She doesn't, and she's like, well, look, my parents get enough praises and accolades that I don't want to go into another speech about how great my parents are. So Eva then tells her, well, why don't you write about a difficult time? And I felt like, and this is not trying to be funny, but I felt like it was like, how when you go on a job interview and they give you certain questions, like, well, write about a time where you had a work situation. I'm sorry. Where you had a work situation and it was difficult for you. And what was just it gave me that vibe. But anyway, Nicole admits that, there has been some challenges in the family that she's not ready to talk about, which Eva finds hard to believe because, her and Ted don't seem to have any issues, right? From the outside looking in, everything looks perfect. And she tells her that, Ted is pretty mild, but will throw down about his family. And I'm glad that they gave us this. Like, Ted don't play about his family, and which we see that. Like I said last episode, the man is so considerate. He anticipates her needs. That's the perfect word for it. He anticipates her needs. Um, so she tells Eva, basically what pisses him off the most is lies. And says, so basically, if you want to stay on his good side, then don't ever lie to him. And so Eva knows that, thinking that he's going to accept her after they make this big reveal is probably very slim to none that he's going to be happy about it. But so then we see Andre. He's walking into the hospital. He starts taking pictures of Ashley. Then he presents her with this beautiful frame collage that he did of her and the baby that they helped deliver. He tells her that she doesn't have a bad side, and Ashley finds that to be funny for him to say, since he's grown up around Danny Dupree. And I was like, oh, okay. Um, so he tells her when, he looks at the photos, he sees someone that's starting off on a wonderful journey. And he says, and it makes him want to know who she'll be and where she'll go. I said, I like me some Andre, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. He might be a whore. But again, my pick would be off, okay? And I would have picked Andre too, okay? So anyway, then Ashley comes out and so then she gets a phone call. Then we see the paramedics come in and we see Derek on a stretcher. So then she goes to check on Derek. Derek is basically he's regained consciousness at this point, but she tells him that that's the only information she has. And so then she asks one of his team members what happened. And he says that they were, I guess, fighting a fire. And they thought there were still people in the burning house. So he didn't wait for confirmation to go in. And unfortunately, a piece of ceiling came down and hit him in the head, and they had to drag him out. So Andre tries to reassure Ashley that, Derek's going to be okay. And he's like, well, what did the doctor say? And obviously Ashley can't say anything based off of, confidentiality, HIPAA laws, whatever. So, and he's like, well, look, he's gonna be okay. And she's like, yeah, but you're not a no shade, but you're not a doctor. Okay. You might be a Richardson, but you're not a doctor. I was like, oh, okay, Ashley. Then he reminds her, look, I may not be a doctor. I didn't go to nobody's medical school, but what I can tell you is I've had the worst happen to me. And obviously we know Andre's lost his parents in a plane crash is what I think happened. And so yeah, he said that, just look on the brighter side of things. He's gonna be fine. Don't think the worst. And so, that seems to calm her down. And she even mentions that is now becoming their norm. And so then we see that she goes to see Derek. And basically he has no memory of what happened. As she's explaining to him what happened, he, then ask her again where he is and what happened. Like he has a moment where he has like a shiver or something, and you could tell his mind went blank. So it was like really crazy. And he says he don't remember anything about the damn fire. So then we jump over to Martin. I ain't even gonna hold you. I know a lot of us have been wondering where the hell were Martin and Smitty's kids. Again, if y'all watching, just say that. Okay. But anyway, so Martin's on the phone with someone, and they're telling him that someone by the name of Bradley Smith, which we learned obviously is Smitty, has been looking for a job, right? So Smitty walks in and Martin lets him know that he's still asking about going back to work as a freelance investigative journalist. How dare you? The nerve. The nerve. I'm sorry, let me fix my camera so I'm in the middle. And so basically Smitty says that, look, I love you, but I'm not about to give up myself for you when you're out here pursuing your political dreams, okay? And I got to do what's best for me. So Martin tells him that attempting to do what makes him happy is basically hurting the people he claims to love. So he's asked, then he asks him, well, who's supposed to take care of the children when he's sticking his nose in places where it might get cut off? And I said, oh, Martin, the man can't go work at the CNN, the MSNBC or something. He ain't even trying to do that. But I guess because it's investigative. And like I said, I think there could have been a middle ground, and y'all can weigh in the comments, but I think there absolutely could have been a middle ground somewhere where Smitty doesn't have to be an investigative journalist. He can probably report on other things, but at the same time, if that's what he does and that's what he loves, it is kind of up. That's like it, I would put that in a situation that's like me. I love to do YouTube. This is obviously a hobby for me. It's not a job. I go to work every day. I do all the things, but this is something that I love to do. So if my partner came in and said that he no longer wanted me to do that, I got to give Smitty his things in this one. Like, this is what makes me happy. This is my getaway. Y'all are my peace. Okay. So, from everyday life. So, I just say that to say that, I understand where he's coming from. So then we finally get to meet the kids. And Smitty basically brings up that the kids hardly even talk to them. They got their own lives. And then we meet Tyrell and Samantha. Obviously, Samantha's, the girl, Tyrell's the boy. And so they sit down and have a conversation with the kids. And he's like, well, if you feel like my decisions affect the family, let's have the conversation with the family. And so basically the kids let Martin know that, yeah, you're being unfair to dad, and that's not really cool. you follow your dreams, you get to do what you want to do. And Martin tries to be like, well, what about him going to your debate matches or taking you everywhere you want to go, like trying to do anything to appeal to the kids. And the kids was like, no, we damn near grown, we should probably, it's not, I mean, y'all can show up and we appreciate it, but it's not necessary. And no, I'd like to be able to get my own whip, and I know who you are, so it's gonna be a nice car. So no, I don't need that picking me up and dropping me off everywhere. And that was legitimate. So finally, Martin agrees that Smitty can go back to work, and Samantha tells him, and then he tells the kids like, "This is what I'm trying to do," and so Martin finally agrees to let him go back. Um, and yeah, and so the whole thing is Martin wants to be viewed in a certain way. He wants his family to be viewed in a certain way. But at the end of the day, I think we all know it's deeper than that. He doesn't want Smitty to find out what's really going on with him, if in my opinion. So then we see Vanessa. She's entering the country club, and she's over here eyeing Diego when Doug rolls up unexpectedly. She wants to know why he's been in such a good mood, and he lets her know that her sexy romantic husband is back. All right, I am here for you. And she tells him he hasn't been this cheerful in a long time. You could tell she was even uncomfortable. Like, why are you on me like this? So, because as she explained to Danny, she's gotten complacent with that man not being around. She's learned how to live life without him and get her cake where she can, okay? And eat it too. All right. So she watches Diego talking to another woman in the distance, and you know, as Doug notices, she's like, well, I was just looking because, I'm gonna have what she's having after my workout. And I said, I bet you will. So then we see Joey meet Randy down at, now I got the name of the diner finally. It's off Orphe Jeans. Orphe Jeans is the name of the diner that Leslie, Mona, and all of them are always down at. So Randy tells him that he's concerned about how he handles his clients. Joey wants to know if he's complaining about um what it know if he's complaining about Doug. And Randy assures him that, look, I like working for you, but yeah, I want to protect my friend. We've known each other since, day A. And Joey tells him, look, I'm good at reading clients. And it's simple. He's a gambler and he has a need to gamble. And so I just help support that need. And he's like, but why Doug though? Um, and so he's like, oh, because Dougie is that's who he is. He has an addictive personality. And so he's like, well, he hates being called Dougie. And I love when Joey was like, I don't give a damn what he likes being called. That is not of concern to me. And let me let you know, you work for me and you need to be concerned about one thing and one thing only. And that's not giving a damn about Doug and doing what I told you to do, which is making sure he get here to spend his money. Because that's basically what it is. Okay. Eva and Nicole seem to be having a good time working on this final draft of her speech when she gets a call. Obviously, she ignores it, and then Andre walks in. So Andre and Nicole share some like friendly banter about his promiscuousness. Okay, and then Nicole makes it clear that her temporary assistant Eva is off limits, even though I don't know how long that's gonna last, right? So Nicole tells him that she needs to meet him to discuss the shots for her award ceremony. Eva tells her that she'll go and work on the speech on her own and offers to bring it to the hospital later. I believe that's what happened. So Nicole goes off with Andre, and then Eva's phone rings again. And of course, we know it's the crazy lady, Leslie. She asks her why why are you blowing up my phone? It's giving, you're about to tell on us. And she says that just wants to make sure things are going as planned. And Eva tells her, no, it's fine. And I'll let you know when I get home. But I need you to get off my ass and you need to stick to the plan. All right. So then we see Vanessa sharing with Doug that she's sold 4 multi-million-dollar homes this month and expects her commission to be thick. Okay. They cut back to Randy and Joey. And basically he feels responsible because he brought Doug to Joey's casino, and says that Doug is a friend and ask him not to hurt him or worse. And Joey says, I have no reason to harm Doug and he don't mean nothing to me if he's not alive. And it basically is just a means to an end. So Randy gets more curious, like, well, what do you mean? And Joey's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. You asking too many questions. You doing too much. So he tells him to to protect Doug, he needs to do his job and have Doug at the casino that night. So Randy picks up the phone to call Doug, and then we see Doug cut over back to the country club. He doesn't answer because he's still sitting there with Vanessa. And basically he's like, I'd rather be, girl, I'd rather be with you. That's what he was telling Vanessa. Okay. And he apologizes for, not being more present. And Vanessa tells him that, she likes this change in him, and she leaves to go for her workout and tells him she'll be back. She'll see him back at home. And then obviously we know that he's getting ready to run over to the casino and meet Randy because he has a problem. Okay. So then we see Derek back at the hospital. He's acting like everything's fine while Ashley is trying to make him comfortable. Derek then tells her that he keeps forgetting her name. So I think at this point we realize there's some real serious memory loss going on for Derek. Ashley offers to write it down for him and says that the memory loss is part of the concussion and tells him not to worry about it. I hate to think the worst as well, but I mean, clearly he likes her even after he lost his memory. So I don't think it'll be a thing about him forgetting about their love or anything. I don't know. I guess audience, viewers, subscribers, drop down in the comments. Let me know where you think they are they going with this memory loss storyline? Because I don't know if obviously there's somehow some way trying to get her and Andre to mess with each other, but I just don't know how Derek have a memory loss if he technically still remembers her. Um, unless he completely forgets, unless it's like a what's one of my favorite movies, unless it's like a 51st date situation where he just literally forgets every single day. And that, I honestly think that would be kind of cool if they kind of tie that into the storyline. But I'd love your thoughts, so y'all weigh in. So Martin finally, I already told y'all about that. um he lets Smitty know that he can go and get a job, and basically he tells the family that they're everything that he dreamed of growing up, and he would do anything to fight for his family. So or basically said he would fight fire for his family, which we know um clearly something going down. That's why they introducing us to the kids, doing all this, because something with the family dynamic is getting ready to happen. Andre is back at the hospital with Nicole when Nicole spots Ashley coming out of Derek's room. So Ashley just kind of fills her in on what's going on. It really wasn't that much to that scene. So then Eva gets home and Leslie's upset that she's taken so long. Eva explained that she was helping with Nicole's speech. So Leslie asked her if she's trying to be a writer now. She's like, oh, that's what you do? Oh, I thought you did hair. Now you write? So Eva brags about all the things, and she's like, well, no, I'm just helping. And she's like, well, and she starts going down the list of things that she helped Nicole with and how excited she is to be helping her to plan this award ceremony. And Leslie lets her know that this is the perfect opportunity to expose Nicole and Ted. So I don't know if y'all remember, I don't know if we're going to see it tomorrow or Friday, because you know how they do us on Fridays. But I think this is where we're going to see Leslie show up as one of the like servers or bartenders at the event, so she can break the news. But y'all let me know what you think. So then Doug shows up at Joey's casino. um he tells him he has some high rollers in the house, and basically he expects them to go take their money. And so Doug is like, I ain't got it, and he's like, that's okay, I got you. And so he offers him the money. And of course, Doug is going to accept because he has a problem. Okay. I think that's all that needs to be said. He has a problem. So Randy just stands by and watches. And, then Doug lost all Joey's money and is now indebted to him again. And then my notes even say, did he ever pay him back from the first loan? Whatever. So he apologizes to Joey for losing. And Joey tells him that he has faith in him and gives him more money to play with. And so, of course, Doug jumps at the opportunity to do so. All right. So then we see Vanessa. She's flirting with another man, another one of these country club boys. Okay. When Diego, shoos him away. And so Diego is like, look, how many minutes is it going to take to satisfy you? I said, oh, Diego, I need you to know your place. You are a side ninja. Don't be asking me about what I do. I have a husband for that. The nerve. So anyway, and that's why Vanessa slapped the dog out of him. Okay. She lets him know that she sees who she wants when she wants. And so he says he knows that. And that's how she found out nobody could do her like he could. And I said, oh, okay. All right. So she lets him know that she's not looking for a commitment, and Diego thinks that he can convince her otherwise. So I'm sorry. So Doug is still having a bad night. We cutting back to the casino. Doug's having a bad night. Randy's watching from afar. Joey tells him to think about the costs and warns him of what he does to people that get in the way of his plans. Randy is curious what the plan is, and we all know it's to have Doug so far in debt that he can't get out. And he's indebted to this man somehow, some way, whether it be a heart, a lung, a kidney. Doug owe him. Okay. So then we see Martin. He's having one of his night terrors and screaming in the sleep when Smitty and the kids come down to check on him. Smitty sends the kids back to bed and tells them to come back to bed too. And Martin says that, he's just doing his routine of checking the locks and making sure his family is fine. And Smitty tells him that's fine, but reassures him like, but we're good. We're safe. Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody up. We good. And I probably just grazed over it, but before that scene, basically, Smitty was trying to thank him properly for agreeing to let him take one job and they see how it goes. And he asked him to come to bed, and he was like, oh, do you not want to come to bed because of your nightmares? And of course, Martin denied it, but then we see, obviously, he's having one of his nightmares, and it woke up the whole house. So Ashley goes to see Derek and lets him know that they want to hold him and observe him for another day. So he decides that he is well enough to try to get freaky in the hospital bed, but Ashley declines. And then we see Leslie. She's basically telling Eva that they can't let the gala pass them by, and wants to spill all the Richardson dirt at the gala, or gala, I should say. She hopes it makes the local news, and she even goes as far as to call Nicole and well, I want to call her Tiffany, Nicole and Ted smug. And Eva defends the fact that Ted may have been wrong, but there's no reason to ruin Nicole's day. Leslie questions if working with Nicole has gotten to Eva. And Eva tells her, look, it's just too soon. Leslie starts to question her commitment to their original plan. And Eva tells her that's not what she's doing. And she pulls out the straw. Shout out to Blatant Truth. I think we both agreed the straw was was for the DNA. She got the straw so they could do a DNA test. This excites Leslie because now she'll have the proof that she needs that Ted is actually Eva's father. So Eva lets her know that they can't do it at the award ceremony because the results won't be back by then, and reassures her that, look, we'll see it through. Just that now is not the time. But we know Leslie ain't gonna listen. Leslie makes a call and tells the person on the other end that she needs a favor so she can get her DNA results a lot faster than the rest of us, or even Maury would wait. Okay. So yeah, y'all, that was pretty much the episode of Beyond the Gates. This is again episode 13, Wednesday's episode. If you haven't already, please make sure that you've hit the like button. Please make sure that you comment. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the Blue Sky, TikTok, IG, and the Facebook. And I will catch you tomorrow for what I hope is the awards ceremony. And they're going to leave us on a cliffhanger Friday. So hopefully tomorrow's episode and Friday, I assume, are just going to be award ceremony. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day. Happy Thursday. Almost the end of the week. What I like to say, happy Friday Eve, y'all. Be blessed. Have a great day.